Welcome to the perfect information event. Well, sort of. That's what I thought. As you can see, I cleared it pretty quickly because, surprise, this deck is still pretty good. Now, I don't play the Fire King stuff because I'm terrible at Snake Eyes Fire Kings, but yeah, Snake Eyes is like, out of all these events, Snake Eyes is always the most broken deck to play because I don't care what the card is. Okay, this is the card they make you start off on your field. Okay, respect play. Okay, I don't care about this. Okay, all I care about is that I have a face. I start with a face-like card on my field. You know what that means? That means OakK, Snake Eye OakK, literally turns into a Snake Eyes Ash, because you can literally just normal summon OakK and then summon Ash from your deck. Like that, and then you even have the OakK in your grave to revive with Flamebirds because you didn't use its effect yet, so you can still get the extra summon. Like, literally, every time an event like this rolls up, Snake Eyes just gets 3 more copies of Snake Eyes Ash. It's like Bonfire and Snake Eyes Ash weren't even hit on the limited list. So yeah, it's pretty consistent there. Speaking of consistency, also everyone gets to play 3 Pot of Greed. So, what? Yeah. Anyways, I misunderstood this card at first. At first, I thought this meant that both players would have all their hands revealed at all times. And if that was the case, I would have played this card. I was wanting to play Prohibition. I'm like, wait, did my opponent plays their hand reveal? What if I just play Prohibition and just call the strongest card in their hand? Isn't that like kind of broken? Then I realized respect play. So this card. It's only during your own turn that you reveal your own hand. Your opponent doesn't reveal their hand during your turn. So they figured this card would be too broken if a continuous trap just revealed both players' hands at all times. Yeah, because of that, the Prohibition idea went out the window. So yeah, other than that, this is literally just the Snake Eyes. Wait a second. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, we're gonna forget that I have no Jet Synchron in my I play fucking 3 Synchros, so I had no tuner in my deck. Oh, whoopsie. Whatever. It's not like you need a 3rd Poplar. It's not, your deck is 3 triple Pot of Greed and 3 Snake Eye OakK. It's like hella exists now, and I took away hand traps because at first I thought hand traps were going to be bad because again I thought that both players' hands were going to be revealed and they're going to be able to see the hand traps in my hand and they would just be able to like play around it and like know what to play around. But no, actually they don't know the hand traps. That's still hidden information. You just know when to hand trap your opponent. So in fact, hand traps are decent, but because you run 3 copies of Pot of Greed, I'm like, I'd rather run Board Breaker because I don't want a Pot of Greed drawing the hand traps going second. That sounds not fun. So instead, why don't we just play Board Breakers and Pot of Greed draw into more Board Breakers like Talons and Droplets and Enemy Controller. Again, these are the ones you choose because these are the ones that are also useful going first. Because you're still aiming to go first if you win the coin flip. I don't want to go first and have a handful of like Change of Hearts and Raigekis and Lightning Storms and then just lose because I have a bunch of dead cards in hand. Yeah, these are like the 9 best ones for that are good both going for first and second, and Triple Tactics Talons evens the playing field because, well, when you're playing with your hand revealed on your turn, it's only fair that your opponent also has to play with their hand revealed during their turn as well. So yeah, it's just perfect information on both sides. Also, finally, another Magic Planter is I don't know exactly how this works, but I'm pretty sure if you send respect play with Magic Planter, then your hand is no longer revealed, but they still get to see your 2 draws before your hand becomes unrevealed. I don't know. Does anyone know the Magic Planter plus respect play ruling? It kind of happened once, and I don't know if my opponent saw my 2 draws or not. But yeah, you're not going to be able to hide information from your opponent because they're probably going to be able to see your 2 draws anyways, and if they're paying attention, they should know what's in your hand even after the respect play leaves. But no, I'm never gonna say no to Pot of Greed and then Chicken Game because I own 2 copies of Chicken Game somehow, and if I have to send the respect play for Magic Planter because I don't have an OakK yet, well, why not just play more cards than OakK instead? Because you're running 3 of OakK because it's just honestly as good of a almost as good as the normal summon as Ash this format. And actually, I shouldn't. I've talked way long enough about this. This is fucking just Snake Eyes with a bunch of board breakers and a bunch of oaks. Okay, that's not that complicated. Alright, so in this format, you have some just absolutely hilarious games. Okay, so case in point. Okay, it's my opponent's turn. They gotta reveal their hand. Man, what a banger hand. Well, I did. Yeah, I know I don't have to play around anything because yeah. average strongest Kashtira opening. Deep Fissure pass. If I were you, I wouldn't have even activated Deep Fissure. I'd be like, please, I gotta resolve my Max C, otherwise I ain't doing anything. So yeah, now my opponent gets to see my hand. Okay, Poplar wanted Diabellstar, which can send 2 spells. Okay, and they literally cannot do anything. So yeah, main phase 1 normal summon Poplar, add Temple, and yeah. save us both some time here. So we have a real game on our hands, and this is one where the hand revealed information actually comes into play. So I have to reveal my hand right now. My opponent sees that I have Magic Planter and Bonfire. So obviously I'm going to lead with Magic Planter, and they let this go. Why? Because they know I have a Bonfire hand. After I drew these 2 cards, they no longer can see my hand because Respect Play is no longer on the field. So that's another benefit of Magic Planter in this format, I guess. So, and now they're going to Ash my Bonfire because they held it, which is smart. Unfortunately for them, Pot of Greed drew me another starter in Diabellstar the Black Witch, but also I have this Tactics in hand. So now we both know each other's hands. And yeah, I take the Nibiru out and I see that they have a Bestial. So now I'm going to do the Diabellstar line, except I'm going to do it in a way that plays around the Bestial Magnema completely. So we're going to do Original Sinful to get Ash, and this is all... You know that you probably know this stuff by now. Yeah, Temple, Scale, Oak. And when was the last time you saw pure Snake Eyes combos in Master Duel? It's been at least a month, right? So yeah, here comes the Masquerade, here comes Flamberge, bringing these 2 back, and I scale the Flamberge. Here comes Oak, here comes Ash, bring back the Poplar, make a Link Revo, and here I don't make Peruvian Princess, because if I make Peruvian Princess with IP Masquerade, this shit's gonna get Bestialed to the sun. So instead, you hard make Appaloosa right here without going to the Princess line. That way, they have no opportunity to Bestial my IP Masquerade. And now Oak sends the Flamebird to get the other Flamebird from deck, and Flamebird will set Masquerade, and we get to negate this Magnema. So this Magnema is just chilling there doing nothing, and their hand is Wakaushi plus Bike. And this, we have an Appaloosa. I have an Appaloosa negate for Wakaushi for Bike, and I have a IP into SP banish for Wakaushi. So we'll see if they draw anything relevant. And they drew back into the Nibiru. So this actually have to be careful with this, because I can if you just click buttons with your Flamebird, you end up summoning 5 times off of 1 IP into SP's Flamebird recover 3 monsters. So we're going to play this a bit carefully. We're going to activate Wakaushi, and then that's going to prompt me to summon back the IP Masquerade. And here they shouldn't have done this. Okay, so they should have waited for at least an opportunity. They should have used Bike first, and then when I negated Bike, they would chain the Magnema to the Appaloosa. So at least the Magnema would be on the field, and I wouldn't be able to negate it. Instead, they just do this preemptively, so now I can just freely negate the Magnema. I have still two negates on Appaloosa still, so I have enough for 1 negate on the Magnema and 1 negate on the Bike. And then we're gonna make SP Little Knight, and this is very important. So this is the 2nd summon, and then SP is going to banish to Wakaushi, and then Flamberge is going to trigger, and I'm only going to summon back 2. Okay, so I'm not summoning back Oak, I'm summoning back Ash and Poplar, and then Ash will just add a follow-up, Oak, and Poplar will add a follow-up, and this is 4 summons, so I don't play into Nib on my turn as well. And yeah, I know that, like, technically the Respect Play was only supposed to reveal my hand, but that's why we play Tactics. We gotta even up the playing field. And this is a game that just shows the fact that I literally do not have object permanence, and I have the attention span of like a 2-year-old. So opponent has a Cyanide Mining, Mathmech, whatever. Crucially, they don't have an Alpha Max C, so this, yeah, free Max C, baby. Great to know when your Max C is gonna resolve. And yeah, they have the extender, so they can actually go Alan Burton and set up a Super Factorial for 2 draws. Which, you know, argument to be made that I should have waited until they summon their Sigma so I get more draws out of it, but you know, it doesn't really, honestly, it doesn't really matter. And here, so yeah, they had a draw in hand, right? And my first action is activate chicken game, draw a card. Why did I do that? When I had I mean, it doesn't really matter because I don't need to search. This is Snake Eyes. I don't need to search anything else. I can literally set OSS for my deck with Diabuster, and I end up hard drawing tempo anyway, so I don't even have a good search icon for the Poplar, so I guess it didn't matter, and I just let them use the draw early, I guess. But I realistically, I would have wanted them to like fucking, I wanted to chain Maxi to Super Factor to get another pot of greed, and then they would have to draw me afterwards, but you know, whatever. You set Flamebirds, and this Flamebirds already checks their, kind of checks their, what's it called, their Super Factorial, because they would have to send, well, they would send Divine Temple with the Super Factorial, so then I wouldn't summon the Flamebird. But Flamebird on the field means I can just, whenever I get access to OakK, I can just summon it. I can just send Flamebirds with OakK and continue playing that way. So Link Reveal, summon back the Poplar, and then send the Poplar with Diabellstar, do OSS, get one of my 3 copies of OakK, and they're gonna try to imperm this, which gets, this is why I sent the Link Reveal, because now I can just dodge the imperm, and they, you know, the game wasn't going to end that turn. If they fired out their Super Factorial, I would have, and like sent my Tempo and one of my monsters, I still would have been in a relatively tough position, but the awkward thing for them is that they have a Fire Engrave, so that I could have actually gone the Hita route and make Princes afterwards anyways, but you know, I mean, I resolved Maxi versus Mathmech, okay, but like there's not nothing much they can do after that happens anyways. So yeah, Konami, if you're listening, which I know you're not, I'm pretty sure you don't even know that I fucking exist on the internet, but please, if you're gonna introduce these events, use more fun continuous traps or spells like a Respect Play. Don't make us start the field with floodgates like Skill Drain or like stuff like that. Nobody wants to start a game like that. Let us have some more of these fun continuous trap cards like Respect Play, or like I don't know, Fatal Abacus. Each time one monster, okay, that's not really interesting, but I'm pretty sure there's like way more interesting continuous spells like continuous traps that we can start with on our field, or random cards in hand, like each player starts the game with Exchange in hand or something. Like give us cards that normally don't see, where is it, Exchange, yeah. Imagine if you both players start a duel with this card in hand. Yeah, give us some cool, interesting cards that we normally wouldn't play with for these trial duels. I'd be much more interested in playing these type of trial duels than ones where we start with fucking Skill Drain already on the field.